Welcome to the Conference Carolinas Gridiron Show. I'm your host, Hannah Russo, and with all 7 teams hitting the gridiron in week 1, we have some great football to take a look at and break down for you this week. Also joining us is UNC Pembroke's own Trey Robinson to discuss his incredible performance in the UNCP victory over Fayetteville State. You threw for 234 yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 of which came in the first quarter. What went into establishing your rhythm so quick?
I feel like our first drive since we didn't score, we had to pick it up.
Mhm.
So I had to find a way. So we found a way to score and got the team going, got the adrenaline, you know what I'm saying? Everything felt good after that.
What were you communicating with your coach and with your teammates on the sideline to be able to produce that momentum?
I was telling the coach, I'm ready. I'm ready to go down there and score. It's about that time. Especially coming from last year, we lost, which was also my first collegiate start. So I knew that we had to figure something out to get this done.
Yeah, and your first collegiate start, what's going through your mind leading up to when you step onto the field?
Um, I just know I had to be prepared. I had to be ready. I know I have a lot of people counting on me. So I just had to produce.
Absolutely. And then in the second quarter, an 85-yard drive with a long pass to Malik Brown. That was a true momentum builder for the rest of the game. What did you see in Fayetteville State's defense that allowed you to execute that play so well?
I know that we were watching film a lot that week, and they had a lot of weaknesses in their DB core and they had a lot of gaps that I knew that we would be able to take advantage of. So coach had faith in me to do it, so I went out there and did it.
Absolutely. Talk about the relationship between you and your receiver core.
I have a really good relationship with my receiving core. It comes from on the field, off the field. Those are the guys that I spend my time with, them in the offensive line.
What for you to wrap it up, what play from Saturday night stands out to you as your favorite?
I actually have two favorite plays. It
Let's
was
hear
the first one. It was on a 20-yard run that I had. I actually changed the play because I seen the defense.
it. Okay.
I changed the play. The next play, coach gave me a shot to throw it deep, so I rolled out, threw it deep. We got a touchdown.
There you go. We love a dual threat quarterback. Thank you so much, Trey Robinson, for taking the time just to hop on with us real quick and chat about your performance from this last week. In UNC Pembroke's victory over Fayetteville State, 31 to 24, quarterback Trey Robinson finished 13 of 20 for 234 yards and 3 touchdowns. He proved that he was a dual threat quarterback with 8 carries for 20 yards. Robinson is complemented quite nicely with his wide receiver core, as you heard him talk about, with Malik Brown and Q Kennedy. Brown accounted for 111 yards on 3 carries with a touchdown, and Kennedy accompanied Brown, catching a pair of touchdowns for 39 yards. On the defensive side of the ball, linebacker Jaden Baptiste recorded a team-high 10 tackles, 1 for a loss, and defensive back Donovan Woods tallied 6 tackles, 4 on his own. Not even a weather delay could stop this Braves unit. A low-scoring game in Georgia with Shorter falling 13-0 against Savannah State. This was a defense-oriented game that provided multiple stops and built momentum despite the struggles on offense. Both Jeremy Richardson and Kobe Butts set the tone, recording 10 tackles each, with Butts also forcing a fumble. Quarterback Jeb Wells helped give the Hawks momentum in the second half, leading productive drives down the field but struggled to convert on third down. Defense held the Tigers' offense from driving and held them to 5 of 16 on third down conversions. Shorter will remain on the road this Saturday at the University of West Florida. In North Greenville, facing a familiar foe in Delta State, fell shy 41-9. The first score of this game came by way of the safety, and a lone touchdown came on a 61-yard connection from Dylan Ramirez to Landon Goodwin late in the third quarter. North Greenville struggled inside the red zone, going 0 for 3 inside the 20, but a great performance for quarterback Dylan Ramirez in the first game of the season. Ramirez finished with 15 completions for 229 yards and a touchdown. And on the defensive side of the ball, Brooks Russ Martin and Matt Howard both snagged an interception, while Jaquel Scott forced a fumble. This trio was led by linebacker Ty Cade, who led the team with 7 tackles, and Russ Martin wasn't far behind with 5 of his own. This weekend marks a very special weekend, not just for North Greenville, but for Conference Carolina as well, as North Greenville is set to host Barton in the very first Conference Carolinas matchup in 51 years. The Brotherhood of Black Panthers fell to Division I Virginia Military Institute 42-7. The lone score came in the second quarter when quarterback Eli Fouts broke up the shutout with a 4-yard run. Ferrum is set to host Shaw University in their home opener. On the road, Erskine fell to Anderson 35-7, and quarterback Ryan Kilmer in his first collegiate start went 16 of 25 for 118 yards and a touchdown that came late in the fourth quarter. Leading the run game for your Flying Fleet was Logan Cauldron, who totaled 68 yards on 15 carries. Defensive lineman Derek Simon Jr. led all tacklers with 5 tackles. He was followed up by Miles Robertson, Gary Maddox, and Andrew Melton, who all recorded a tackle for loss. The Flying Fleet will stay on the road this Saturday to face D1 opponent Presbyterian. Last season, the two faced off in a 2-possession battle. Looking forward to seeing another competitive matchup between these two great programs. Chowan is facing their first loss of the season, falling shy to West Alabama 38-28 at home. It was a slow start for the Hawks offense, with wide receiver Jacoby Lane not scoring until 14 seconds left in the half. But offense came alive in the stretch, scoring 3 of their 4 touchdowns in the second half. Out of the locker room, defense was strong, with Justin Taylor forcing a fumble that Darian Whitaker was able to scoop up and return to the West Alabama 3-yard line to set up a short touchdown for quarterback Maurice Smith Jr. Smith became the 4th player in program history to record a passing, receiving, and rushing touchdown, as he threw for 217 yards with 4 touchdowns, 2 in the air, 1 on the ground, and 1 receiving. This Saturday, your Hawks will host number 14, Valdosta State. It was a competitive matchup for Barton, but ultimately West Virginia State prevailed, winning this battle 28-14. The Yellow Jackets won on the strength of a big play defense that recorded 2 pick sixes to secure their victory. Barton held a 303-282 edge in total yards against West Virginia State, proving that they are able to find ways to drive down the field and create momentum. The Bulldogs have a strong showing on offense that you can look forward to seeing this weekend in their very first Conference Carolinas matchup in Tigerville, South Carolina, against North Greenville. After a strong showing in Week 1, we can look to open Conference Carolinas play for the first time in 51 years this weekend. Check back in with us next week as we get to take a look inside Tigerville and see just what it means to be a part of this historic moment.